parallel one. Yeah, get my headset. Yeah. Okay. All right. So right now, what I'm sort of looking for is higher prices. Um, so we came down and taken out this sell side liquidity just right. Um, Give me one sec. Potentially earlier in the morning, like during London, I was looking at this low, but with how we've rejected the sell side liquidity and traded higher here, we've left a little bit of like what seems to be sort of a breaker here. So now we're seeing higher prices um, after we've taken out this low, which is a huge rejection. And so evidence that we are sort of being bullish, we are going higher a little bit. Um, and the failure to get beneath this new day opening gap and continue displacing past this low is kind of evidence to me that we are maybe targeting higher, maybe back to the midnight open or somewhere around there. And there is no news today So it's probably not going to be that good of a trading day. I'll probably spend most of the day looking at other assets or probably my backtesting the beginning of the year, looking at my old journals. That's probably what I'll spend most of the day doing. Um, but I I did want to long down here, but there was no like fair value gap or anything presented, or an inverse fair value gap on the 15 second. There was sort of, but no, that could have been nice. Um, believe it seemed like we were going to inverse this gap. If it comes back down, I could do something like that maybe. The I was gonna buy it, but it was not quick enough. I was determining whether I should use micros or contracts, but underneath that down close candle, now I don't really want to come back down here now. I want it to stay higher. So let's just say I had done something like this. I took a long here and just got in as we dipped down into the down close candle. And with the tight stop, I want to quickly run up here because it is up into the premium. And it's inverse this gap over here. So it kind of showed the bodies are respecting it. And not really looking like it wants to run. We'll start to trim the stop. Yeah, no, it's probably not going to work. Not anymore. I'll let it come down then a little bit. I still think we can go higher. I might have had my stop right where at the bad spot, and my stop should have been maybe my entry. So it's just that there's a lot of drawdown I have to account for. So I didn't want to have too much of a wide stop. But initially, I was thinking longing here. Um, but the fact that it's just not really running, it's just kind of like telling me it could retrace a little deeper. So I wanted to wait. I don't want to just have a very wide stop. I'd rather just wait and see if I can get a better price. And yeah, my stop was in the wrong place. I was trying to see like little drawdown and just a very quick run up to here, but we dipped one more time beneath the order block. I had the right idea though. It's probably not gonna trace. I've done something like that. Way too tight of a stop. I don't know what I was. Mm. I think I'm starting to lean a little bit more bearish. Mm, it might leave a breakaway gap though. Yeah, no, that doesn't work. So the idea behind being bearish now is we've entered like an hourly gap here, and price is also at this order block, this inverse valley gap. There's a new week opening gap. So now that we've retraced from this low, we're now in a premium essentially from the high down to this low. So we could now start to look for shorts if displacement presents itself. Now I don't really like this breaker, high low high high, because the low end of the breaker is all the way down into a deep discount. So I like this breaker a little bit better. So this could be like a turtle soup short here. Or actually, no, I'm gonna trade with the micros. Um, so I do something. Top step doesn't allow me to use 5 micros. So I'd short somewhere around here now and have a 15-point stop. We'll see about that. Yeah, it doesn't look like it's going to displace from that low. It's just I want it to be very quick above here. So any like candle now, I want to start seeing very big lower prices like quickly. Rolling that up. And I could recap this morning. I took a loss on my top step account. I tried to long this order block, and my stop was way too tight. It was beneath the order block. I assumed they wouldn't want to go back beneath it, and it did. So I had a very tight stop, and then I stopped out. It happens. Now I'm short on an Apex account with the micros. Um, just waiting to see if they'll give in and start to go lower here. Yeah, I expect it to be slow. That's why I don't have too much expectation. It's also probably the last day of the year that I'm trading. I don't want to trade December, so that's why I'm also trying to trade. And then I'm going to take the rest of the year off and just try and study my journals. So after this, yeah, okay. So then now what I'm going to do is log out of the account. Top Step has been trading has been deactivated, and so what we're going to do is just study the previous journals. I'll keep trading the open actually because I might need it to go back in time. QH 2024. And we were, last time I left off, I was on, I think it was in February. Get Notion up. I did week 5, right? No, I didn't do week 5 actually. Oh no, yeah, I was in February. So anyway, let's get the economic calendar out. All right, so for this day, it's an NFP week. So usually NFP weeks, one thing I've noticed is it's Monday is a really good trading day. Um, why is it not opening? Okay, there you go. No news Monday, but again, it's NFP week, so let's actually just study Monday and see what's up. The prices drew higher above the volume bounce today. I'm looking for new for the high of the previous week as a draw. I noted how prices. Oh, one thing I also noticed is I was looking back at some older videos of mine that I had done some pretty impressive things. Not Top Step. That is disabled for the day. If I go to just the daily chart, this one, okay. I was looking at last year in 2023, late 2023 in the October, yeah, this price action. You see how like the whole kind of summer ahead of October, we kind of consolidated and built up liquidity. We had a really nice run in October and November. Had some really nice days that moved and expanded pretty well in December too. And then you see what price did over here recently. I mean, it was kind of like that at the beginning of the year, not really going anywhere, mainly really just moving sideways, um, with a couple of weeks, like 2 weeks of really good price action, maybe a couple days of really good price action that made most of the movements. We have a lot of very small days that don't really move at all, or we get up in London session made all the move in Asia, and then elections, we had a little bit of movement, but you really like the difference is you don't really reach for anything. Like, we don't here we consolidated, took sell side, and we really reached and very quickly ran for a certain target, right? But over here we don't really do that. There's not really we leave relatively go lows and we just kind of slowly go up. And especially as of recent, like this daily chart really just scares me almost the amount of days that are just sideways, don't really do anything. Even at the beginning of the year, January, February, you don't really have that too much except for the summer in in last year, July and August. But then, May and June too, May, April, we see like we're reaching for somewhere. Um, and so I don't know, this price action has been really, really horrible. And one thing I kind of noticed is like I started letting go of certain rules, like for example, the midnight open rule. Don't trade, uh, don't buy above midnight open and don't sell below midnight open, right? And then if price were to open up, uh, and yeah, we did end up expanding higher. So like buying that order block this morning, I had the right idea that price wouldn't really retrace. My stop was just way too tight, and I should have just allowed it to do more drawdown. It was just an uncomfortable entry. I was entering a little bit higher, so if I got stopped out, I'd rather let it come down a little bit more and then enter at like this 1 minute fair value gap. But instead, it just hit my stop at the low of that order block, and then it went higher from there. And then I had the idea of shorting because of that fair value gap, and once again coming back to the order block. This is again like what I mean when you have really bad price action is even though we took out this high, and it seems like price is taking liquidity and is creating market shifts, but it's just really just high resistance, and it keeps coming back over and over again, and it's really annoying and frustrating. But we did end up expanding up towards the high here, which is what I wanted to see initially. So it really sucks. It stings a little bit that I ended up actually losing money today when I was right on the direction where price was going. But it's okay, because there's always the next year, and at the end of the day, I'm okay. Anyways, so where was I? Yeah. So yeah, there's a lot of rules that I kind of let go of, and things that I used to do that I don't really do anymore, especially like trading ahead of news. Because the opportunities are less and not as frequent, I tend to want to trade ahead of news a little bit more, which is not really good. And so I'm doing a lot of just unprofessional things, really that I normally wouldn't do. I feel like if we had better price action and more opportunity, and so I really want to get back to that. And I guess the hard thing is going to be this next year. If it's let's just say it's just as bad as this year or worse, it's not the end of the world. I need to like learn to not live in the charts and don't give up certain rules and practices just for the sake of making more money, having more opportunity. That's what I want to focus on for next year. But anyways, until then, I'll revise my trading plan and I'll stick to it, um, for sure. But this year I have basically stuck to it in terms of the entry. It's just a couple things that I've changed, or the like sort of like midnight open and what sessions I trade and all these things. I mean, yeah, it does make sense. It would get better, but I don't know. It's just uh, it's just a matter of waiting, I guess. Anyways, let's keep going. So for um, oh yeah, so for over here the um Where's my journal? Oh, yeah, it's up here. Okay. I noted how prices drew to Friday's low during Asia and ran higher aggressively. I was then patiently waiting for a retracement. Price conveniently retraced the 1 hour bullish for that cap. Minute open before running. On the 50-minute chart, I marked my extreme discount and premium levels I would use to look for trades. Once both these levels got hit, I would be done my trading. My bias is bullish, and I preferred to see a discount before higher prices, which is what happened. Okay, so 15-minute chart. So this is going into the day. I marked sell side at these relative lows just beneath midnight open, just likely a higher time frame bullish for value gap. I don't know if there's an hour. Yeah, there's an hourly chart. It's a fair value gap. And then there's my buy side too, which is the high of the day. And then obviously we're also looking at the previous day. One thing that you can note too is note how bad the morning is. Like I can see how it looks like 9:30 opened up and just kind of didn't really do it anything. We had 9:30, 45, 10, 15, 30, 45, 11. So it really was just lunchtime that did this. That really sucks to see because you had a consolidation sort of all day, and then you have the morning that really doesn't do anything. It is a no news Monday. But there is news for the rest of the week though. But you see I guess if you wait until the sell side liquidity is hit, then you have a nice breaker setup right here at this candle. And yeah, that's a good order block. And I held it to the first to the low hanging or the high hanging fruit. Or low hanging fruit, whatever. And the 9:30 opening, it was a short. I don't know where the 5-minute short term high is. I don't really think that's a good short actually, but I feel like we just don't really see too much price action like this. Like, I mean, today was tough because if you had like wanted to, trade an order block, do the exact same thing today, you wouldn't have been able to down here. Like, I was looking for a reason to be long down here and I didn't find any. And then there was not really any reason to retrace over here. Like, we left this breakaway gap, inverse value gap there. So if I'm expecting a large range, I want to leave a breakaway gap. But then the fact that we kept coming back to this order block was just really annoying. And it doesn't really do that here. It doesn't really take any liquidity. Actually, it does take liquidity up here, and then it comes back, and it kind of did the same thing. No, it didn't really take the short-term high. And actually, it got above the breaker, and then it retraced. So yeah, maybe like that retracement could have been anticipated, inverse or valley gap setup. After you take the short-term high and get above the breaker, you dip back into the breaker, and then you look for an inverse or valley gap, and it goes higher. So that is not a bad day to trade. Actually, it's just the timing is really off from when you normally expect prices to move. And so there's Tuesday, which does have news. Why is it not? Jolt job like at 10 o'clock. Okay, so interesting. So here's where I say that nothing had me convinced it was one-sided. Um, okay, and this is lunchtime, 12 o'clock. So where's okay, this is the opening of the day. And you can kind of see why. Um, no, actually, I thought there was a large trend, but no. Why is it? May higher in rich block so the morning was. They don't say why there was one-sided. Maybe because there was no visible accumulation, but let me actually look at this a little closer. Oh, and we are having a large range. So this is actually the 30th. Okay, perfect right here. So I guess going into that day, you see that we just had a trend. I guess that's, and yeah, 9:30 opened up and sent it lower. That happens often. Uh, Actually, this year this happened very often. This idea where you have no really accumulation, you just kind of have prices fall and move in one direction all day, and then 9:30 opens up and kind of delivers it lower, and then it just kind of slowly goes lower all day in a very bad way, like a very hard way to trade. Like when you get the news that sends it much lower, and then you see like you can't really short this, you'd have to wait almost a whole entire hour before it actually starts to give you profit. And before it really starts to run, it's like 2 hours. So like, and inside this consolidation, I don't really see a visible manipulation. Maybe up here, and then it still doesn't get to that low, right? So I mean, there's not really any visible manipulation that I see that's like very clear entire day actually. Seems like there was something during London. This does look like actually a bit more visible manipulation. Um, would have been hard to get in on this though. But other than that, like there's not really anything that I see here that actually would lead me to want to trade or, you know. Um, Anyways, I would not have found favor in longs today. I saw this was a 5 minute stop on one thing. There's no breaker in price. I already ran higher. This was not high probability, especially ahead of news. And this is what I was seeing despite a loss. I'm happy that was at least able to anticipate this not playing out. Okay, so it seems like I had probably seen this as manipulation, and I was not aware there was 10 o'clock news, and then it probably took me out of my position. I don't know, because I don't actually have, I need to get the linked view to trade. Um, no, not you. There you go. Trades. Let's find the 30th. So many months. All right, the 30th. There was nothing on the 30th. Okay, well then I don't think I took anything because I would have had something here. Maybe it was a paper trade. So I don't show the executions either. All right. Have fun, Echo. Have a good day. All right. Today the daily chart expanded lower. FOMC event caused most of the move in the afternoon. Beyond 1 hour. For order block. What? Which for order block? Oh, this one. Again, what I'm saying here is that we price went up and then back down through it and then back again through it. So this entire range here is like this sort of barcode is balanced. So price came back to refer to this range. Be like, okay, we don't need to do anything else unless it's trying to go even lower down to some more of these fair value gaps. But this is already enough of a discount. And then we're going to look at the time it touched down here. So actually, we've opened up, we've made a low, seems like around London. I had been watching the buy side liquidity since morning. This was the stop run to then fuel price lower. It seems like, okay, again in the morning, we didn't really do anything. I mean, 8:30, is this 9:30 open? See, 9:30 open kind of delivered a move and it didn't do anything until the afternoon. So it looks like there was some sort of news in the afternoon, but it didn't look like it. Morning was not willing to take out. So, 5-second market maker sell model. Okay, is this FOMC then? Oh, it's Wednesday. I thought we were still Tuesday. Okay, FOMC. Yeah, okay. So this is why the morning didn't do anything then. Makes sense. Also, we need to update no trading dates. Okay, so this makes a little bit more sense then. How at 2:30 we ran up above the buy side liquidity, left all day. This is actually a really good price action. Okay. Anyways, Thursday prices were traced up to a premium inside the daily volume imbalance. Price this week has done exactly what I had expected it to do. She made a high on Tuesday in June to a bullish order block inside the daily bullish fair value gap I talked about. Made a high on Tuesday and drew down to a bullish order block. Yeah, so let's actually run it forward here. No, not here. Here. This is 30th of January. Also, where is price doing? It's expanding. Okay. Damn. About 100 points. So are the on Tuesday. Let's go forward. All right, so the new day opening gap, supported price set to higher. Now we are in, seems to be a little bit approaching a little bit of a premium. If we've bounced off this order block here, I don't know why it's not marked. Seems like 9:30 makes a move. This is a really good trading day actually, but it's ahead of NFP. 9:30 makes a run lower. It's not really that nice, but you get the some sort of inverse or value gap. So this doesn't look bad at all. Um, and you actually have the 10 o'clock hour that moves. Like I feel like recently, this 10 o'clock hour, by the time it's 10 o'clock, you don't really have, you can long here. Like I had the idea of going long here, but I mean, it's not at this point, you're chasing it. Um, but I feel like most 10 o'clock hours recently have not looked like that. Yesterday was holiday. See, this is another example. By the time it's 10 o'clock, price is already way lower and they're chasing it. And then over here, you just have consolidation. By the time it's 10 o'clock, you really just don't do anything. Just like really, like this is terrible. And on Monday was not that bad. But again, the trade is at 9:45. By the time it's 10 o'clock, it doesn't. It just consolidates again, you know. And so whatever. It's a holiday week. Okay, let's go back to the previous week. Here, by the time it's 10 o'clock, prices already moved lower. We're already way into a discount. So you can look for longs here. And we do have a nice 5-minute short-term high, or short-term low, sorry. We sweep the low, and there's no like fair value gap set up. The price never really comes back here, which is not a bad thing. You can look for an inverse maybe, but or maybe something on 30-second, like over here, you could buy the order block. It's just at the same time, we've already delivered such a big range with 930, taking a lot, almost all the sell side. I don't really feel comfortable buying here, you know. But it's still, this is pretty good. Let's just say it's so far like the 1 out of 6, no, 4 trading days. Oh no, because there's 5 trading days that price actually moves pretty well. No, this is Thursday, so actually the Friday. No, this was the Friday. So Wednesday, and this is once again here, like 10 o'clock comes around, and you don't have any manipulation. 930 doesn't manipulate. You're already down already, and in it premium shorting. You know, and then to reverse it here is scary because we never really accumulated and manipulated. It just kind of went down, and now it's just immediately going back up. You don't have like this same price action that you were seeing at the beginning of the year and last year. And Tuesday, this is another example. Again, like no manipulation. It's just already in the process of running by the time 10 o'clock comes around. So it's very poor price action this year. This Monday was not bad. I remember this Monday, you had manipulation here, and then you could inverse fair value gap setups, you know, and there you go. But anyways, like here, this is a good good day. You manipulate 5-minute short-term low, manipulate 5-minute short-term high. So you get like 2 breakers. This isn't really that good, but this is a nice breaker setup. And on the higher time frame, you've taken out some sort of accumulation here and found some idea of resistance in some higher time frame PD arrays. And then you are displacing down to some maybe to fill new day opening gap. But once you do fill new day opening gap, then you do start to go higher, and it's not really the best. So like the fact that we had to come down a second time, okay, like I understand looking at this day, it doesn't really look good. It happened that there was one really nice trade here. It happened for sure, but I think it didn't have to happen. I think that's just luck, and I still would consider these days best not to trade ahead of NFP. I'm curious to see what's going to happen at NFP. Okay, so far just simple consolidation. We'll see which side NFP takes. So it takes lower. So two-stage event, we're going to assume that we're going to go higher. So this is the manipulation. I would want to be long during the 9:30 open. And yeah, so you see like we have actually really good price action. We have short-term low manipulating, and then 1 minute inverse or valley gap. Really nice run up to fill the gap, and then it starts to retrace and continues probably to go higher. I don't know what it does. Kind of consolidates to move sideways and then eventually goes higher. You have a second manipulation in the 10 o'clock hour, so then you have another inverse fair value gap setup to bring it higher. So you have like two separate setups here where we've manipulated both like over 40 points, 50 points. Like this is pretty good. Anyways, looks like I did take a trade here. This is the Thursday at 10 o'clock. Yeah. Okay. Not really the best, not really my model, but see what I did Friday. Yeah, there you go. Exactly sort of what I had was looking at on here. So anyway, that will kind of conclude this. I'm gonna continue backtesting. I'll end the stream because there's not really anyone watching, and so I don't know. I don't want to keep streaming. Very, very. I'm still a little bit bummed out about what price did today because it was kind of like it was. I feel like it was easy to make money today, and I'm a little disappointed. I missed out. Just to recap one more time, sell side liquidity taken, a 5 minute short breaker long, and then inverse or valley gap. But these are the days like it's nice for me to review. And inside this breaker, I knew that this would be inverse, and I knew that anywhere inside this inverse or valley gap was a good place to buy. So like buying at the breaker here was not bad at all. It's just again like I was a little scared of losing, and I put my stop very close by. And you see me like at the beginning, you see me kind of move my stop. I'm thinking of moving it down a little bit, and then I end up leaving it. And I'm like, it's okay if it stops me out. I'll see if I can get back a bit lower, and then it starts to go up again. And I'm like, I don't want to re-enter in case it does go down. I'm just gonna wait to see if it goes down some more, and it ends up not going down more, and then it finally runs, takes out this high, which I would have went for just a small scalp to that high here. It was going to be about 18 points. I got in. I did something like this, right? It was a 5 point stop, and I got stopped out here when I could have had, I was gonna do a 10-point stop, and that would have initially, I think it was 10 points, and that would have worked. It should have been 15 at least. Um, and then, but no. So, anyways, I'm a little bit bummed out, but it's not the end of the world because there's always more opportunity. This year, I don't know. I'll probably not be streaming anymore until next year. I don't know exactly what I'm going to do next year with YouTube. I'm still considering whether I should just go completely private and focus on trading. And if trading is going well, then I'll do YouTube. That's probably what I'm going to do, because recently it's just been hard to be consistent. So once I get back to that, then I will look into do YouTube again, after I've been doing that for a while. But yeah, it's possible that I don't make another video or stream for quite a long time, because I'm taking a break from trading and I'll just be back testing. And I feel like, I don't know. I never really, I never really thought of doing backtesting streams. If that's something people want to watch, then maybe. But I'll have to get requested that. But yeah, right now no one's watching, so I feel like doing a stream while me backtesting is just waste of time. And if I'm gonna, stop posting on YouTube for a little bit next year, while I will focus on being consistent again, then there's not really any point in continuing to stream for the rest of the year at least. Anyways, with that being said, see you, anyone who watches this in the future, whenever I see you.